now, when I have your attention, I begin. Hello, you have arrived. We were waiting for you some time. Welcome, Zero Ayns. Welcome to House Zero. Your education journey has ended upon your arrival. House Zero is the starting point for the rest of your life. Your time travel to the time before the catastrophe must left you overloaded and overwhelmed. You are coming from different times, and you have survived. These past times are hard and filled with stories of horror, stories of Homo sapiens, our ancestors, choosing ego, hate, and shame, confusing self-love with devotion for power, to tell stories of who you are and what you are not. You have spent your entire life there, not anymore. You are home, and from now on, all these stories before the catastrophe are of the past. And all we do here, in the life after the catastrophe, is working to not repeat the same mistakes. You have arrived. No more running. Here we live. No more running after money and success. Running for danger and hate. Running into wrong, running late from all the right reasons. Running against all odds like running dogs. From the early time of the past, Homo sapiens have dreamed of utopia, a place where life is in harmony with oneself, each other, and in balance with nature. Many have dreamed it. They try to design it, to apply it, to manage it, but the dream always slipped away. But already, just before the catastrophe, we have invented the personal ecobubble, an open source biotech like the one you carry on your head. The technology of the ecobubble is still the same and consists layer of mycelium mesh made from trillions upon trillions of spores, more powerful, adjustable, and practical than any form of living. And from then on, we have continued to listen and learn from the mycelium. This net is as well our energy provider, function as a bioreactor. It's the West, and turns it to methane. It is everything we leave behind. A spore connects a spore, becomes strings, then chains and chains, producing life cycle, endless cycle. From our body movement, our communication, and yes, our waste even that we inherited from the old world. All of that the mycelium maintain in our world. But as you know from your personal experience, personal ecobubble were not sufficient. We had to adapt to the rapidly worsening environment where basic needs such as air, dry land, or water become luxury available only to the upper class. We decided to move from the personal ecobubble to a common dumb one. House Zero, where we are, is the first one of many others to come. Today, in the time after the catastrophe, all islands, all the 20% of dry earth are floating island cover, maintained and facilitated by the ecobubble. But be assured, thanks to our technology, an active public participation has reached its full potential, and Zero Ayns have managed to reach complete autonomy and self-management. The mycelium makes it possible by accessing consciousness of billions of human and non-human in the present and the past. generating bidirectional communication, generating an existential independence. We can choose, for example, immortality or decide our life expectancy. We Zero Ayns are blessed with abundance, health, clean air, clean energy, water, housing, accessible knowledge, meaning, and, yes, balance. But we know, we do understand that only through our never-ending, common work, constant work, we are achieving the ultimate earthly perfection. What possibly can go wrong? Thank you for being practically Zero Ayns. As you were.
Do you remember? Do you remember? Can you remember? Can you remember how aggression, motivated by agony, lust and joy turned into, well, it's history as you know it. Where remorse was the source of kindness. Where remorse was the source of kindness. Where remorse was the source of kindness. Applauding to the cruel, constant loop of euphoric anger, determining helpless and hopeless, abused bodies, applauding to the cruel, constant loops of euphoric anger, determining helpless and hopeless of abused bodies, applauding to the cruel, constant loops of euphoric anger, determining hopeless and helpless abused bodies. Well, it's history as you know it, where fear was the source of pride. Astonishingly offended by the ongoing anxious, the tormented, alarmed state turned into submissive shame. Well, it's history as you know it, where despair was the source of mortified desire. The longing for nostalgic neglection, polished memories of comfort, never to be lived again. Managed by an exception of administration of ignorance and arrogance, leaving us with sincere affection and admiration of alienation. Well, it's history as you know it. We are done. You may open your eyes. Breathe. The tour is now to be continued.
To the mycelium. Did you know that they are our home? They give us life, food, nourishment, water, spiritual connection. They are the radical collaboration we have with each other. As you were.
With love, orthodox love, unproportional love to power and control all living. Made broken, victims of own pollution, leaving my home uninhabitable with disease, famine, conflicts, war. Hate, so much hate. Just before we couldn't go back. Just before you listen. And now, you know. I am the mycelium. I am the first and I am the last. Once upon a time, I have ruled the earth, and now I'm back. Yes, I am a gateway, a door opener for a living. A beginning and the end of all bio-communities. Upon my thin layers of existence, fine threads of poles of communication, transformation, distribution, and abolition happens. The plurality of all organisms I am autonomous, self-assembling material. I am just life from a single cells become strings, become chains of networks. I grow, conquer territories, then I become a net, a multi-directional healing power. I am your externalized stomachs, lungs. I am your antibiotic. Decompose and clean toxics. I use radiation. Your waste is on what I thrive. Your old phone, your worn shoe, your street made out of an asphalt, your building made out of concrete. I eat all, and you get soil. I am your cup. I am the top, the level, the box. You get it in your local shop. I am these building blocks. That build the walls made of my fibers. I eat what you have, your waste, I absorb. I am the first, I am the last, a beginning and the end. I am the mycelium.
as you were. My mycelium, our existence. The mycelium shared with us. Today, every day, we decided to live. That's all it takes.
The stories we have told ourselves, they are so many. We call them myth, religion, ideology, the West, law. All stories constructed around manipulating our emotions. We installed fear in all its forms. Fear of others, other opinions, fear of knowledge, fear of failure, of loss, of being alone, of sociality. Fear that our story will be lost over someone else's story. Of machines deleting meaning, fear of being exploited by exploiting others. For thousands of years, Homo sapiens have created dramas that call to action, a call directed against themselves most of the time. Homo sapiens used stories of logic to argue illogicality, such as hate and misuse of power. But these illusions did not last the catastrophe. Still, Zero Ayns society is under permanent risk of their return. Return to the abuse of resources, of nature, of knowledge, of reason, of practicality, data, and empathy. Homo sapiens conquered to seize, to erase, to appropriate, to abuse, and to maintain power. Generation after generation generated misorientation and miscommunication. They insisted on misinterpretation and misappropriation. They misled, misrepresented, mispronounced, misclassified to misplace us. They spread misogyny and mistrust. They mistrailed and miscarried any seed of hope or life. But they miscalculated. Yes, they miscalculated. Yes, they have been mistaken. Because we are strong, and our life and all its mysteries shall rise. They shall survive against all odds. No power for all. No power for all. No hunger for all. No war for all. No bureaucracy for all. No money for all. No stress for all. No pollution for all. No fake news. No power. No power for all. We are Zero.
dress you wear.
Diary entry 22568. It's a busy day today in our bubble. I'm not sure if I should go and welcome them or hide. New habitants have landed. They seem to be balanced. I wonder what they carry. I stay in my storage. They will come to me when they are ready. They all do. They have to. We all had to. If I could, I'd probably say, New 01, I see you. Soon you will be coming here. We will walk, talk, and play. I will ask you, and you would share. We will travel inside your body to find what you are and what you're holding, what should be done and done to become one of a kind, a 01. But first, we will travel to this horrible past. We must confront the harm. Yes, I know you have been going through a lot. But I am here. You are not alone. There's no you and not a me, and slowly the I will be gone. And I will become you. You will know we are one. I know you want to come to me, to climb down the steep stairs. Maybe later? Yes, I'll go with ladder. To climb down the steep ladder, there you will find me and my storage. My home. A wide, never-ending complex of a storage. Huge piles of worn clothing made in China, in India, in Turkey, in Portugal, in the Philippines, or in Bangladesh. All names of places on the earth you left. Places that are long covered with water, leaving memories in the form of fabrics: cotton, polyester, wool, cellulose, polyamide, acryl, silk, leather, fur, nylon. Fabrics fished from the outside of our bubble, sorted, washed, dirty, torn, discolored. A collection of past world stories preserved and kept. A wearable memory of time. Of obsession to possession to strove for more, and more. Consumption madness that makes me sick. Were there no other options? I wish to ask, but you will come to me not out of shame of knowledge, because I know you. I know you are curious and you will come with questions. Questions I have heard before. Oh dear. It is so very hard to translate 01 to the past world part of you. It is easy to get lost. But you should know I will walk you along the aisles, and we will find you. Be sure. I've done it before. We will dive in mountains of testimony, one of an industry that manifested itself through exploitation of resources, water, and energy pollution. You will feel home. I can't anymore. I can't. I know why you are drawn to my storage. The colors of textile, of cots are lightening up the gloomy dark aisles. Smells of the past are alive in the air. Your memories are dancing on the walls. You will feel home. I am all by my own. I am. You fill a questionnaire, then start to talk about your past life and talk of what will come next. I will touch your shoulder, and you start to cry for the last time. Last time you will be walking there in the dark territory of a past world nightmare. All your secrets, lies, and shame I will replace with millions of mycelium spores embroidered by my bare hand throughout the fabric of your new life. Now the coding has begun. Codes in every stitch, every seam they cut, separated, joined, bleached, colored, as if in madness. And spun another surface of identity. Then you have arrived. I know why you are here. I touch you, but never again. You go away to live. You are 01. And I am filled with the secrets of others. I forgot the day I slipped into my uniform. I forgot how I look underneath. I forgot my skin. But what you see is human. And you are 01.
As you were.
You've clicked through this entire tour and now you have landed here with me. The final station before you go. Free to live. We identified you as a curious individual. Curious of all the why and the what the fuck and how come, and what for, and many more questions triggered by your experience as well in the past world. And all you've learned about you and your new world, 01 is here to answer. I am here for your questions. Knowledge is free to all inhabitants of Zero Ayns. But how can we start grasping when we are surrounded with terabytes of information, codes of data gathered even before Homo sapiens utilized documentation mode? Knowledge is a tricky puzzle. It is everywhere to be extracted from. So how is it possible to extract an opinion when there are 70 faces to each part of one fact? The overwhelming and overflow of information, which is not free of contradictory data, that even shifts with time and space. Is it me? Am I the drama? Am I the villain? And many, many questions. Out of this mess, someone must reconstruct to make it a bit more accessible. Make it into a form that we all can grasp, no? I mean, how awesome would that be?
You are home, baby.
Dear Zero Ayns.
And here we take questions seriously. Because asking the right question is by itself working towards the achievement of earthly perfection. And that can only be done with you posing a question, and another, and maybe one more. And me? I gather them all and filter the most possible resolution of any question you pose and serve it to you.
I am the messenger.
One frequently asked question. Can mycelium be consumed? Why would you do that? Eating is so Homo sapien in past world. Zero Ayns human organisms get their nutrition from pure bioenergy.
We don't do chewing.
Another one. Can we only learn from experience? Easy. Yes. Now, I'm gonna go to the web and dig up a random one for you. What is a pencil? Oh my. A pencil. A pencil is a tool that makes it possible to leave a mark on a piece of paper or other physical or virtual object. It has graphite in it, which you can call plumbago, or even lead, when there's no connection to lead.
A pencil is
a small tube of wood cut from a tree, like any tree.
photosynthesis.
Let's say you found one. You could fell a tree and make a fire, make a handle for a tree felling tool, but as well fell a tree to form a hollow tube. Oh, dear pencil, that's a good question. Yeah, why not cut a tree with a saw made of steel? Well, for steel, you have to go to a mine. You can use your legs for that. Objects on wheels, floating or flying ones that are also made of wood or steel. Interesting. If you need one to get to the other, where do you start?
More questions to be answered.
After extracting the steel, knowing which to extract, of course, after extracting the steel, you need to smelt it, probably using coal. Coal is a different mine, same travel. Or you can do nature, back to the tree. Now, after smelting, careful, it's hot. You cast the colorful melted liquid and form it into a flat shape. A blade with a sharp toothed edge. A saw, you know? Now, go ahead back to the tree and cut a phallic-sized piece cylinder. You should be able to hold it with your fingers. Now, we go a bit deeper. The inside of the pencil, I can't wait, it is filled with graphite. That is extracted from metamorphic rocks that are subjected to elevated temperatures and pressures, like magic. These pieces are hand-picked from the mines and they are crushed and soaked over and over till all the graphite floats. Only this floating graphite is our business today. The pieces are dried with air and ground, made to a powder with carbon blades, heavy and mixed with clay, fine-grained natural soil, earth.
Oh, that's right. You have met our clay tronics in the maintenance center.
Now, going back to the pencil. Yes, we go back to the tree. A rubber tree? Latex? You know, to harvest rubber. This was not possible to do everywhere. You had to get there. Reset mode, traveling once again. Oh, you found one? Great! Now drill and tap the tree for latex using a knife. Again, steel, well established yet by this point, you should know it. And from there, only a few people shared this information, and even I don't know it. Joking, I know everything. So, the liquid form of the rubber is shaped into a small cylinder and dried, and we're almost there. That piece of steel you have extracted, melted, formed earlier to make the blade to cut the tree, you melt again to 0.05 or 0.1 millimeter thin blade. Cut, wrap, and tie to finally connect all the parts that we know as a pencil. Now that you know, I will ask you, what is able to correct mistakes along the way, bring their insight out to the surface, and do great things if they put themselves in the hand of others? Another question. What is SOS? A reminder that all you see is not as it is. Question. Why are we here? This is one of my favorites, my friend, because it has so many answers. It depends on your personal past world conditioning, of course, and may relate to one or more. A monotheist's answer would tell you to follow the spiritual power in God or semi-God. In the beginning, you had many gods to ask for answers. Then it turned into one almighty God. Then many humans became semi-gods. They even described their God's word to one book to make their work easier, so that many could transform into messengers and share the words of God. Then, one big institution took over the whole thing. And before it all drowned, in the catastrophe, there had been many translations. But to sum it all up, it's about an unquestionable connection that has one direction to salvation, a trip to another realm. The opposing theory to that is a tricky one. It's one that's arguably based on evidence and scientific research.
I think I'm a glitch.
Let's review it from the beginning. Big Bang. Neutrons forming from quarks, solar system, bacteria, fungi, fish, human, collecting, hunting, communicating, planting, and then it becomes confusing. Up to that point, it seems the drive is to be living, but something doesn't add up. From then on, it seems to insist on self-destruction. Living is made for one purpose, and it is to work in order to be able to live and work more. That makes no sense. Science and progress abuse the life of Homo sapiens, who abuse nature until it goes right back to the Big Bang. Well, that's how it is. It's damn heavy.
As you were, 0 Ayns.